continued. But I do have some good news. After weighing all the evidence, or lack thereof, the DA was sympathetic to your case and has agreed to reduce the charge to involuntary manslaughter. I think, what does that mean? Storm cut in. If you plead no contest, he'll ask the judge to reduce the charge to involuntary manslaughter. There isn't sufficient evidence to support intent on either one of the charges. With an involuntary charge, you'll get no more than 3 years, which you will start serving immediately. Stay out of trouble, you'll do half. Hell, Storm, you already have 60 days served. You'll be out in less than 18 months. Bitch, are you crazy? I couldn't do that. Do you have any idea what kind of hell I've been through in this pig hole, huh? Storm shouted loudly enough to prompt the female guard on watch to step forward and to tell her to lower her voice or her visit would be cut short. Attorney privilege or no attorney privilege. Looking over her shoulder, Storm rolled her eyes and continued talking to Clara. But before she got a word out, Clara reprimanded her. We're going to stop the name-calling. I have never allowed a client to call me out of my name in the 17 years I have been practicing law, and I refuse to start today. Now, I know you're upset, but I am doing the best that I can, as quickly and as effectively as I can. If the day arises that you feel that I'm not, then perhaps we need to have a discussion on my resigning as your attorney. Am I clear? Clara glared. Storm paused. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm just frustrated at this whole thing. What other options do I have? We go to a jury trial, which could take up to a year, and they could try you for a second-degree murder, which carries a mandatory 15 to life. As I told you before, Pennsylvania is a no-bail state for murder charges. Look, take the deal, Storm. We won't do any better. As tears welled up in her eyes, Storm pleaded, But I'm innocent and you know it. Yes, I do. But my job was to have everyone else believe it too, and I couldn't do that with the material I have. 2 days later, Storm found herself dressed in a 2-piece burgundy suit, a lilac blouse, and conservative pumps, with just a hint of makeup, looking older than her 26 years. It was not her choice of suit, not at all her style, but when her attorney suggested that Storm needed to come to her arraignment with a subdued appearance, she knew that there was nothing in her closet at home quite appropriate for the occasion. Storm caught a glimpse of herself in a mirror as she was being led into court by 2 burly female guards, and was reminded of the scene from the movie Monster, in which Eileen Wuornos, a prostitute serial killer, is led into court for her sentencing. Difference is, I'm no prostitute, and I damn sure ain't nobody's killer, Storm thought to herself. As she approached the table where her lawyer stood, Storm noticed that her family was there. Her father Dutch looked at her with weary, sleepless eyes, seeming as if he had aged overnight. Feeling responsible, Storm glanced at him and gave him a slight smile before dropping her eyes in shame. Nettie, a family friend who worked at the restaurant, waved at her. Standing at the very end of the row with a solemn expression on her face was Skylar, Storm's twin sister. Your Honor, the defendant is willing to plead guilty to an amended count of involuntary manslaughter, Clara Bow said. We've agreed to a 3-year sentence in state prison. The 60 days she has served in county would be credited to the overall sentence. After the lawyer spoke, Dutch's shoulders slumped, and his legs looked like they'd give out on him any second. Looking through a pair of half-rimmed glasses barely clinging to the bridge of his nose, Judge Randall Reinhardt shuffled through the paperwork at his bench. Ms. Morrison, do you understand that this conviction could be used against you in any future violation or convictions, resulting in additional time attached to your sentence? Yes, Your Honor. Upon completion of your sentence, you will be on a 5-year probation.